All right, so welcome back to the channel. I've been showing you how I analyze stocks and to find value, but in this one, I'm going to talk about some things that I've been seeing go on in the investment space for the last, year, 2 years. So the first thing we're going to talk about is trading versus investing. So I've seen a lot of trading gurus who are selling courses, and they stand in front of their expensive car. They show you their nice apartment, overlooking the city skyline, whatever. But what you got to realize is those guys are selling you training, and they're buying all that expensive stuff, not with their trading profits, but they're buying it with all your course money, the money you're spending on them. So when they say, all right, you got to join my program, it's $100 to start, and then $30 every month. They're buying all that expensive stuff with your money, not trading profits. So that's something to keep in mind. They need a constant stream of new clients. Because when you guys go into these trading academies and you're starting off with $1,000 or $2,000, okay, so you're gonna put in your $1,000. Let's say the first time you lose 10%. Okay, now you're down to 900. So now you got to do something even riskier to make back your money plus some, because the whole point was you wanted to increase your $1,000. So you spend 100 on sign up for the course, then you spend $30 for the first month. So now you learn something. You go in there, you lose $100 on your first trade. So now you're down to 770. Okay, so now you're down to 770. So now you got to make an even riskier trade, throw it all in, just to make back your money to get back to 1,000. So your principal is continuously decreasing. You're going riskier and riskier to learn more, and then when you lose money, your training guru will tell you, oh man, well, you just don't know enough yet. You need to buy another course. And so it just continues on and on like that until you drop out because you're out of money. And then they say, well, winning's not for everyone. So then they go get another set of recruits to start over again. So anyway, on this channel, we're trying to do investing principles, more of a Warren Buffett type setup, where we want to grow our money without almost no risk to losing the principal. So we want good returns over time without losing our money that we started off with. And that's how you're going to grow and earn compounding interest and see big growth over time and become wealthy, not just the 0.1% of people who tripled their money while everyone else lost everything. So there are some aspects of trading and these trading academies that are good, right? So so once you analyze a company, you decide, okay, I want to buy it. You do need to have some trading skills and technical analysis skills in order to get yourself a good entry into the stock. So one thing I do a lot is I watch the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. So if I'm looking at investing in this company for a year, I might look at the RSI on a 3-month chart or 1-month chart and say, okay, if the RSI is high right now, I'm going to wait until it comes down, and I'm going to buy when the RSI is low. That way I'm expecting to get a good return on this investment, but also I'm getting myself a good entry into it as well. So that's one thing that is important, is being able to read charts and see, okay, when is something overbought or oversold, so you know when to enter after you think it's a good value. So now let's talk about things that have been popular lately, like GameStop and AMC. These are things you've seen people talk about, and then now that the price has dropped, you don't see people talking about it as much. So I think on this channel, I'm trying to focus on not doing meme stocks and things that are just popular and fatty, but I want to focus on things that are consistent. And also another thing with these popular stocks is a lot of times these things have negative earnings or don't have good earnings or don't have earnings growth expectations. And so those are things that we look for. We want a good quality company that's simple, that has growth in earnings expectations, and hopefully usually positive earnings. I know some of the mining companies I've talked about before don't have earnings yet, but we're estimating what they're going to be in the future, because in a mine, you're building up from nothing to going into production. And so now let's talk about things like Bitcoin and Dogecoin. So I think people call these investments, or they say I'm investing in Bitcoin, I'm investing in Dogecoin. You can't really call it an investment because they're commodities. So it'd be the same as buying gold. And the problem with buying commodities is you bought it at a certain price, but it doesn't have earnings. So that's the one thing about commodities, that you can't call them an investment because it doesn't have earnings. There's not a company, there's not people, there's not a corporation where there's people going to work every day working for you to make you more money. It's just a commodity. It's like, okay, I bought a brick of gold. Okay, that brick of gold is going to sit on my shelf. And maybe because of supply and demand, the price of it will go up and down. But it's not working for me. It's not making me more gold. So that's my problem with the cryptocurrencies right now. There's also, the aspect of government regulation. So, I don't have any right now. Will I ever buy some? Maybe in the future, once I see where the government regulation is going. I know things are changing fast in China right now. The United States has been looking at it, and I heard some things about, okay, we want to be able to, you know, reverse it, like transaction and things like that. So I'm waiting for that to get sorted out before I go into it. And, maybe once it comes back down, it'll be a good time to get in. That's my thought on crypto. Something that we want to get into is, how do we make consistent money over time? And some of these things that we're going to look at in the next videos are REITs. So there's a lot of REITs with really high dividend yields right now. I mean, you can get even up to 8-9%. And so this is something where basically a personal goal of mine lately was, I want to move to a nicer place, but I don't want to be losing that rent money and putting it towards, just rent, and that money goes to waste, and essentially. So what I've done recently is I've gotten enough dividend stocks where I'm making enough dividends to cover my rent and most of the bills for my apartment. So basically, all I have to pay myself is, groceries and what I spend for fun because of my apartment. So I'm paying my apartments with money from my job, but I'm getting enough dividends to cover that rent. So essentially, I'm able to invest my rent every month because, yeah, I pay them with my paycheck, but then I get to reinvest the dividends, which is the same amount. So it's nice. I'm coming out net zero in a way. And my goal is to actually get all my bills covered. And so now I'm essentially able to invest all my income because, yeah, I'm paying the rent and the bills out of my paycheck, but I'm getting the same amount or more in dividends. So I'm reinvesting it. And so that's how we're going to get the snowball rolling, and, basically how to grow your account consistently over time, and eventually it'll be massive, right? Because you're getting this compounding interest snowball rolling, and because all your bills are covered, you're just consistently putting money into investments. And I think another good thing to talk about investing is, when you own companies, when you own investments, not commodities, companies, investments, there are people behind those companies going to work for you every day, making you money. There are machines working for you every day, making you money. So when you invest in a stock, you're owning a part of a company. It's something you can be proud of, and it's also working for you. And all the people at that company are working for you every day. All right, so in the next few videos, I'm going to get to REITs and how to analyze some REITs and some that I've invested in and that I like. So see you in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and hit the like button, all that stuff. Let me know what you think and what you want me to talk about in future videos. All right, see ya.